back with the second and potentially the last game of the day here in the last game of Jaipur, the penultimate stop in the Cobx Masters 2018 Phase 1. Reckoning Infinity looked very tight, a pretty solid draft, and a very farmed, not just Tinker, but also Troll Warlord. Made short work of Exotic Nexus, who just seemed a bit broken in the end. Like, they didn't really have a plan of how to get back into the game, so they were just dying a bit of a slow death. But now, game number 2, they have a chance to turn things around. Potom, what are your thoughts so far?
Well, I think one of the biggest problems is now you mentioned they didn't really have a plan how to go up against the Tinker. They didn't have a specific timing in the last game while they were up against the Troll and the Tinker. They just become unbearable at a certain point, and they don't need timings. Well, Mirana has a pretty specific one. She's like really good in your early mid game where you outdamage almost every hero in the game. And then you really fall off when they start getting protection, and you become a monster in the late game again. And they decided to take all their fights in the second phase, you could say, where she weakened off, and then they had pretty horrible team fights in the end. So I think they're going to switch up their style, already doing so, banning it to Miranda themselves as well, alongside the Windranger. No Warlock ban, no Tinker ban, or any of the likes so far.
Still quite a few heroes left that you have to decide, hey, which one do we want to give over? Yeah, they don't want to give over the Warlock, apparently. But still opens Scarab Mage, Bane, alright. Without the Mirana also works.
Scarab. You were kind of right here.
Yeah,
Scarab
That's a big surprise.
So, Jukiro, anyone? It would make sense. It's the Paddy Classic Open. They can go Shen if they want to. Not the best against the Axe, but can work out. Defensive heroes would also be nice. We have seen Winter Wyvern quite a lot. And be too torn apart by just seeing the Wyvern coming out.
Yeah, I'm not sure if these teams have caught wind of that trend yet. Only been seeing that in the
Somebody said trend. Nope, it's Doom.
Yeah.
No trend. That would be glorious. But yeah, Doom, good response. That's pretty much a standard opener we've seen in the tier 1 scene like a couple of weeks ago, and even now. Like Bane, Doom, 2 strong laners against Scarab and Axe, 2 an insanely good dual lane. That's the scourge of the pub game, you could say. Like Axe and Scarab, it's just so horrible to play against. You feel so miserable because there's nothing you can do. There's not many heroes that can stand up to this pressure. I wouldn't say Bane and Doom belong to them unless they really swap things up. I would like to see something like a Crystal Maiden, and then like a hero that has a little bit of heal coming in, or even just seeing like a Brewmaster and put the Doom in position 4.
So the problem with the Scarab Axe lane is that there's just so much spam coming out from Scarab that we all know and love, but also the Axe with the Battle Hunger, just putting some extra points into that early on. And if you can immediately get a last hit, then that takes away quite a bit on your health pool, and eventually just eats through all of your region. And unless you have some sort of extra way to make up for that, either with a Warlock, which has been banned, but there's also a few other heroes that can do that. Maybe a Witch Doctor would come to mind. Not really too much space in that with a Bane already picked up. Or like something like that, right? Bloodseeker would also come to mind, but that has its own issues up against the Axe.
Yeah, Bloodseeker will have problems against this because Sky deals a tremendous amount of damage to him. You can go on Sky, but it might backfire. Yeah. So not the best to pick up. They ban out the Monkey King. That's one of the heroes I was talking about that can go up against the Axe if they both have stick and you have a heal in the lane. I would assume Reckoning wants to go for someone like a Witch Doctor. Oh, come on! Alright, good pick on their part. It was good for both sides. I would have preferred it on Reckoning. But yeah, Witch Doctor against heroes like Doom and Axe really makes sense to me because it gives you that Maledict burst image to work with, and that can stack up. Like Witch Doctor Skyref, I see it. Like if you ever set up a gank, especially with the Axe, this Maledict is gonna pop for so much.
Oh yeah. Even if you don't get the entire Scarab Mage ult out, it's gonna be plenty of burst to just brings people low. Yeah, I mean,
10 seconds remaining.
Without the Witch Doctor available for Reckoning, like there's no real way that you win this top lane.
5 seconds remaining.
So I think what they plan is now instead with the task is to just try and put pressure on the Exotic Nexus safe lane in turn. But, well, they have the Witch Doctor. He's also decent enough at just making sure that the lane doesn't die at the very least. Might not win it, depending on what kind of core hero they want to pick up together with him. But
I think a Luna looks good.
Yeah, wouldn't
Get
hate
some like,
that.
some issues saying to task, but you have to
yeah.
read and chiming in. What's the hero I could go over? They did ban out the morphing themselves, so no longer an option.
Spectre would come to mind.
Ooh, that's a greedy move against Doombane though. I'm not sure if I like that.
I'm sure it's fine. I mean, you're not gonna have a good lane.
They
That's a given for Spectre.
could
But
they run a PA? I think they could.
Radiant team pick.
No.
Storm Spirit. Okay, going with the mid pick. That's interesting. Picking into the Doom.
Huh. Into Doom and Bane.
Wrong team, drag and drop.
What?
Huh?
What? Into the Doom and
It's, not,
Bane. Yeah.
it's no longer home.
Okay. Oh my
10
god.
seconds
That's team name.
I wasn't even in this tournament. Come on.
I know, but it's still funny.
How would I think of it right now?
Yeah, you were thinking about that quite
yeah,
hard. You could say. Alright, to clear up, we had another team called with the thinking emoji, and it was quite confusing.
Just as
Oh, yeah.
confusing as I was just a moment ago. So gives you an idea of how that.
But yeah, our thoughts have been cleared up, I guess. Fourth pick Reckoning.
Dire team back.
Choice. Andy? Is it you?
Anti-fun, anti-mage. It's been a while since I've seen that hero.
With a reason. Not the
Yeah,
best.
I don't
know, is this a good pick?
In late game, yes and no.
Radiant team
It's
back.
really good against Scar of Mage once you have the mana start. Before that, silence just kills you. Storm
Ice
Spirit
just
also
kills you.
similar idea, and yeah, that's the biggest issue. If you can dodge the
Everything
axe
kills
somehow,
you in this game.
Oh no, I wouldn't say that. Once you get a certain level of farm, you can just kill heroes like Witch Doctor, Skyrath, Storm Spirit before they can do anything. If you're the ones jumping
10
in on them,
seconds remaining.
like with Manta Abyssal, it's gonna be a while until you get to that point, though. And even
5
then,
seconds
Axe,
remaining.
if you're not careful about him, he calls you and you're
Radiant team
pretty
pick.
much dead. Especially when he calls you with like blade mail and there's like some sort of follow up beyond that.
Alright, so
But
what is the hero they're looking for next now against this AM? Like, I would go PA or PL. Just pick one of them up because both of them are just great against them. I don't think there's many other choices left. Spectre is still in that pool, but I would still
10
steer away from
seconds
that.
remaining.
Yep.
They have the last pick, however, so Invoker? Wow, what? This is a 2013 lineup. This
Indeed it
is really interesting.
I'm not sure about this because both Invoker and Anti-Mage, they're both very greedy heroes. I'm not sure if Tusk, Doom, and Bane can just make up for that. Especially considering that you're running this
10
Anti-Mage into
seconds
Scarab X
remaining.
lane, unless you want to switch things up a little bit.
I'd still
5
like to see
seconds
either
remaining.
PA, PL, Luna, favoring the PA. Just looks so good. The only thing you have to watch out for would be Invoker. You can't even afford to get doomed. That is, like you have Witch Doctor to keep you up in lane. You have the dagger, which is amazing against anti-mage.
If I had those choices, I'd just go with the PL instead. It's just a little bit more reliable. You can purge some of the Invoker spells. And the PA is an interesting matchup against the anti-mage because there's a phase where you just track him, blink on top of him with a dagger, and then just crit him twice and he's dead. But eventually the tables turn on that as well, and it's not as clear cut.
Yeah, but do you want to go into the late game if you're already up against anti-mage and Invoker and you have early game focus heroes like the Sky and the Axe? I think just having that timing, okay, it's the PL. Just having that early timing will help them more. Now they're stretching a little bit out.
Yeah, I mean, PL also gives you the timing though, right? Except it's more reliable because you can also scale that into the late game, but up against what they have. But he can still take a fight once he has the Diffusal Blade. You can join in under cover of the Axe. So this is the more well-rounded pick, I think, compared to the PA.
Alright.
So
Who has it?
I have no idea. It's been so long since I've seen the Anti-Mage and Invoker on the same team. They've shown that they know how to play Dota, so I wouldn't be too surprised if they made it work, but they have a very late timing. They have to survive until then somehow. They need to find the farm on Anti-Mage and Invoker, which if Exotic Nexus are smart, they'll get the X up to a quick Blink Dagger, which should be easily doable with Scarab Mage Lane. And then you just keep on going, keep killing Storm Spirit, just following up on any sort of initiation. While Phantom Lance split pushes or vice versa, and I would still give it to Exotic Nexus here if they can execute. It's not too difficult to see what they need to do. I think they're just going to show the Intermage bottom, then he rotates up top. There's just no way you farm in a lane like this, so they need to think of something. So you just, yeah, look at him, he's walking this way. There's no reason you walk there, unless you want to show.
Yeah, he wants to show, and he also did spot out the wards. I'm fairly sure he saw that. He did from the very beginning. He used two of his blink to just skip on the map towards his bottom lane, and now he saw the ward placement, or should see the ward placement, and everything's in here. Okay, now he's heading towards top. It's a bit of a mind game coming out.
Well, it's not the hardest one to read, but the question
might
is what
cost
we
him a
want to
rune.
adjust to it. Yeah. Only get the one up top. Oh, look at this cock. He's just clicking down Dreamy. Locked him in the shots for a little bit and just clicked him with the Orb of Venom, man. Yeah, I mean, what do you do?
If I'm Tusk, I would totally dive this.
Guess what? Nightmare. And
what happened?
I don't know.
Bang got it,
doppelgangered. Now he's being right-clicked as well. Shots already used. Blink forward. Cask, but then gonna need some serious body blocks. I'm not gonna have it. But yeah, he's already taking a little bit of damage. Not just him, but also Dreamy. You went for the cast first rather than the heal, which we sometimes see for some reason. But already kind of low on regen in this lane. And, rotating in the Skywrath at least. So it's an Axe solo lane up against Doom, which should be alright for Axe, I would think. Got a cock. He's just clicking. Look at this. It's working.
Yeah, now he has actually a hero and has some health to battle up with instead of a Willow.
He's just dead, isn't he? Unless the
Yeah,
cost comes in time. They're splitting up. That doesn't mean that
Should survive.
Yeah. But that's solved down already. He might get a Vada though. Right clicks, shots to block him off. Phew. Oh no, no! First blood.
Couldn't get it.
No, that turned around on its head.
So we have try on tri lane, aggressive tri lane with AM. Oh no. Oh man, that's some risky moves. PL's not getting much though. Like, AM also had a little bit of a good start already. And they did block up the counter, and it's fairly much undewardable with one sentry. I think there's this one little spot he could hit on the left side of the box to deward both, but
I think this is working because they've strike. A little bit too early, but it's still gonna get the kill. Nightmare.
oh, the nightmare,
Just
yeah.
make sure to cancel the TP.
And Axe getting really low on the bottom lane.
Oh, wow.
Ice just crushing him. Crushed ice? No?
Crushed ice.
We do it when he dies.
Crushing ice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the other way around, but yeah, it's Jet still getting yes, but eventually it looks like the Infernal Blade will win out in the spam battle because I mean Devour's a long cooldown, but at the very least it gives you a free last hit. So he's probably holding onto it right now, so you can at least get rid of one of these. Even though rotation from Kark. Set up for a kill there. Top lane is still tussling up against each other. And there it is, look at him. He's gonna eat a creep. There we go.
Freebie.
Nightmare up top. Link in, they get that kill. Cast bouncing. Still level 1. It's pretty that big of a deal, but now Avada also dropping low brain tap, giving you a little bit more health, and now Kark misses the shots here. If they locked in Pegasus, they've taken a lot more damage. But now Jinx right back in the fray. Full health, full mana. What kind of downside of actually killing these supports are? Just gonna come right back. The only way this worked out well so far is because they burned through so much of the region from the Dire. And like, what did they have? An extra set of Tangos on Witch Doctor and a Salve on Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, lots of regen, but again, like an aggressive try needs a lot of kills to be effective. They get 2 so far. It's not too bad at 3 minutes, but I feel like they're slowly losing their tempo off top. Oh, Doom it for him.
They can zone out the anti-mage.
Is he dead? He's dead.
Oh wow, he is. Jet not
And
quite.
Jet survives.
50 health points left to spare.
Oh, Tusk. Sniper here.
He wants them. There it is. Snowball. Sunstrike missing.
He missed the shot.
Should be enough.
That was enough.
Got the damage. Top lane. Avada. Isolated. Slowed down. Now Dick on top of him. And now Pegasus. Extra news. He should be a dead lane. Dodging out some of the damage, but not enough.
Or yeah, couldn't keep running. And now this Tron is now doing pretty good. Like PL's still behind in farm, but yeah, it's 3 people against an AM. I don't know. I just don't see this lane top working anymore for them.
He's sitting at 24 last hits though. I mean, if they can maintain that,
Methinks you wanted
the
that.
jury's still out for me. So. And still lacking regen. Anti-mage is south of zone plus a ring of regen now, or during the help I should say.
Yeah.
Well, also take a quick look at mid. Stormwood actually doing quite well there as well. Only 3 last hits ahead right now of the Invoker. So last hit on his tower a little bit. Should be fine. Some nukes. There we go. And he's about to level 6, so at that point he becomes ungankable. He had that 1 death. But not much more than that. Oh, extra harassment, but Pegasus, he's tanky enough at this point.
Yeah. And he has the doppelganger together with the magic stick. Doesn't have the best farm, working on the wand. He's absolutely fine. Sitting in the mid lane, Storm is about at level 6 in 1 creep. There we go. Regen rune as well. Oh, this might be a really good time to be on Invoker.
Sure you want to dive him on a tower. It's level 6 himself, so decent amount of regen. Cold snap can just mess yourself up as Sunstrike hits in. So extra kill up top, and guess what? Pegasus is up against 3 all of a sudden.
So go mid.
Oh, they're still trying. Ghost walk. Oh, don't have detection.
Just in time.
Value point to
big
the Wax
oversight.
actually coming in big.
Yeah, and we've seen that quite often. That value point in Wex really saving Invoker's early game. I still think Ghostwalk is such a shitty ability. Just it's a frustrating to play against because it doesn't have any real fade time, whatnot, and he just gets out of free, and he also slows you.
There's the Sunstrike. Let's not forget they actually have the long range artillery to help out in the top lane as well. That's nice. Alright. He gets run down. Hasten for Storm. For the bottle, so at least they get that to catch up. Or just keep ahead together with the other lineup, I guess. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, they just try to trade across them up. I think they haven't given up on top lane. They just accept the status quo up there, or what is happening, and they focus on the Axe because they already saw the Doom rotating away. And with rotating, I mean back to the fight because Axe killed them. Oh, yeah, credit.
Burning mana. They're just trying to deal with Moon, but now Bane also showing up here. Snowball, trying to get rid of some of these illusions now to figure out who the real Phantomance is. Stick charges for now, keeping back up to a decent amount of health, and now they're turning things around as Jinx shows up. Hark is the first one to fall, everyone else have to run away. Avada? Can they get him? Not without the cask. Anti-mage also blinking away. They have a shrine still? They do not, so this is actually a bit of an issue.
Yeah, bit of an issue. They also make you wrap around, so they're probably gonna get the Bane here.
They have the vision on the high ground.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Forcing AM back as well. He is in the trees. They might be looking for him. Level 2 blink doesn't have the lowest cooldown. But yeah, I think PL just farms up now. He's already recovering. He's 7 last hits behind. He has the deaths coming in, but I think it's still he's okay. Yeah, doppelganger with a shot. Good for him. Storm with a DD rune. It's getting full rune control. That's the upside of a Storm against Invoker. You always get the rune because Invoker doesn't want to go for them.
Yep.
Let's go.
Run on the silence, zip in from the Storm. Over the DD, there's a lot of damage coming in. Takes around a couple of spells, but all of them are missing. Snowball too late to save him.
Is under attack.
Again, bold move.
Doing?
Gets him doing.
Has to block him off. He doesn't have enough mana to zip over.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Very bold. And
Doomed Axe bottom. Should be able to survive. He has good reach. Oh,
Radiant's bottom tower
oh,
is
yeah,
under
pot the thing.
attack.
He does have enough.
he survived because of the Vanguard, because it does give him like 20 30 HP on that low. But, hey, PL just died top to the ultimate on the to the Mana Void from AM.
Running him
Is that
down for quite a
Sunstrike
while. Skipping. No, just straight running him down, clicking him. He had no mana, and then eventually just pulling the trigger. But that's the downside, right? You have your supports, a rotating mage. You got the kill, sure, but it also means that PL is alone up top. Then anti-mage, certainly with the Bane still sitting behind him, very happy to farm and also put on pressure on heroes. Okay, he's sitting on top of the net worth chart, 3.8k, even ahead of the Storm. Certainly well ahead of the Phantom Lancer.
Cancel CP. Tusk is here now. Really bad spot.
On their way through here, they're gonna do some damage. Sunstrike comes in, and one more right click is needed here. They don't actually get it. Snowball across to the side, but the silence not lasting long enough for Moon. Still be able to blink out.
TP back. Oh, what a play.
Snowball coming in big just to secure that kill, make sure that they don't come out badly, but they still end up trading for the Bane. Now Cobx also a bit of trouble perhaps himself. Snowball across, Storm. Lost a lot of mana, and Sunstrike set up by the Snowball stun.
Done. And iced in the meantime. He got the kill at bottom, killed the Axe, and was on 1 HP. Like, literally 1 HP, nothing more. That's as close as it gets. Ow, kill on the PL. Plays all over the... Like, next Mana Void, up and running. Just kill him.
Walking up the level 1 mana
Just
void.
kill him. Yeah, just kill him, Dragon Drop. Just kill him.
I was not on the impression that you could kill anybody with that spell at level 1. Like, it's so bad in comparison to Nightmare to Sunstrike.
Another one.
In this lane, actually, I was expecting it to do well after the way it worked out in the beginning, but this is just getting better.
It is.
And they go
Yeah.
for more.
Bean
Script.
script.
It's what? Easy kill.
5-0. 4 more assists on the board. That's 9. And I gotta say, he made a really sick play earlier. So Moon, when we had the last engagement top, he just ran to the side shop, bought a TP, spot the Pirate Treads, TP back home and immediately fought the infused raindrops. Straight up and survived only because of that. That would have been a big kill for the Witch Doctor, but he managed to get out of that one alive as well. And Voiker not doing too bad either. Like, he's now leading in last hits.
Dire's top tower is
Well,
under attack.
by 1, but it counts.
He also has 4 kills himself.
Mine is up and running.
Yeah, I mean, so far they're getting away with this. They have to get more down.
Oh, Doom, bottom.
Storms, but he has the Kaya now. Doom. Oh god, Phantom Lancer. He came here to have free a farm, but he still dies.
You don't send your carry solo into the Doom lane when he's level 10. Oh, that's a big mistake.
And
Look at
Bokudo
Ice
combo.
Yeah.
Fighting up top, another mana void, another kill. And again with the raindrops, not necessary this time. He gets some extra help. Still loses the charge though. A little bit too early.
Radiant's middle
This battlefield
tower
timing is
under
going to be
attack.
absolutely genius. He has an
Radiant's
Arcula,
top
his threats up.
fortified.
This is not how it should work on the side lane. Like, he should not be ahead, but he is. He's just straight up outplaying them. And that's a team effort, really. Like, you have the Bane, the Tusk, and this anti-invoke with Sunstrike just always stacking up and perfect communication, and Nexus is completely helpless against this.
Seriously, it comes down to how they were trading early on. Tark was right clicking so much, they getting some extra hits in onto Phantom Lancer with like sharp play, forcing out the doppelganger near the rune at the minute 0. They had very little region to work with in comparison, so they will stick around, they will secure CS for the anti-mage. Sure, they gave up a few kills on the supports, but eventually they were giving as much as they've got.
Phase drums up and running, Doom is hidden, they're going now.
Bringing in the axe.
Radiant's
He's just been
Everything.
killed. Sunstrike off the mark for some reason. Not sure how he can miss a Sunstrike on a Fiend's Club target, but hey. Not necessary in the end. Spin's almost killed off the anti-mage, but you can just try and up.
Radiant structures are
Be
fortified.
absolutely fine. Getting the tier 1 tower in the bottom
Radiant's
lane exchange. So
bottom tower
finally
is under
Pegasus getting
attack.
some decent play.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yeah,
has
at least something, but it's still an AM on the timer. Like, he's like a Spectre that counts off a little bit earlier in the game, but has a harder timing.
This time he has some help. I want to toss around, just a meatball. Plenty of mana left on Storm Spirit to dodge most of that out. Once again, they're setting themselves up to keep going quite well. They did the same last game with the Troll Warlord. Ooh. Up.
It's a warding mission.
Jeez. Probably gonna die here still. There you go.
Yeah, I'm farming PL, now pressure completely into the jungle. Like, doesn't have that much farm to work with. If at all it is. Yeah, this AM also hasn't gone away from the battlefield at 40 minutes. We all know how fast AM can farm.
See the top lane? Axe is still gonna die here, but that was a comedy of errors. They missed the Sunstrike, and they also missed the Ensnare. He clicked it on a creep on the Doom. So weird.
Yeah, but everybody can play Doom.
Then cold snap, Storm Spirit, that's a meatball. He cannot get away. Oh, can he? Oh, zip just in time. Another zip to try to damn it. Barely enough. To keep him safe, he was a strength threat. So close though.
There's still Sunstrike. You can always hope. Oh, he clipped him with the ward, he knows.
Oh, I want to try.
I think he wants, he still has it. Pull it off. Do it! Even said, he's so paranoid about this. Like, oh, please don't hit me, please don't hit me. Oh, he didn't do it in the end.
That's one thing that I can say about Reckoning. Like, I've not been impressed by the Sunstrike so far that hasn't been set up. Even the ones that have been set up. Maybe just has
But
to shoot himself warm first.
One of these no-scopes would make up for it, though.
Taunts coming in.
Just baiting. He even has a taunt.
There's the nets, there's the Sunstrike, this time it connects.
Rip Storm.
It was like, haha, can mana void me, I'm full mana.
He even has the
I have
taunt.
a blink, by the way. My Doom friend sets up for the kill.
top tower is under attack.
Yes, yep. Turn this around on Invoker and the dunk. Good job. Another call, snowball across. Looking for Jings, then we should be able to find him. Not the mana void, doing a lot of damage if he wants it, but
I deliver
Jets.
thee unto
Radiant's
death.
top tower is under
still a
attack.
great little up.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
60 minutes battle fury on an AM.
Fortified.
In the current meta, this is when you have bounty runes that you can secure with your team the entire time.
Dire's
And
middle
he's so
tower is
transitioning
under
with more
attack.
jungle camps. I think this is how AM works and only this way.
You just have to believe, Bottom. You didn't believe enough.
I mean, I'd rather have an AM than certain other heroes. So.
The problem is also, it's not just him having a good time, it's also the Invoker. Even though he got picked up a couple of times, he still found it well, he got the minus at a really good time. Now it's about halfway towards the end, so and it's also Doom who's had a big impact. I mean, the Blink
Invisibility.
coming in big.
Has really good farm on Doom, I agree. But yeah. Ooh, there's a gank in the storm. Oh, if they find the AM, that's perfect.
Call off, Blink call. We'll put them on the edge. Only just Ice is there with the Doom, with the Ensnare the other. Try and get rid of this Stormsburn, and they cannot get the deny. Cast on the bounce around a little bit though. Snowball across. It's been their focus, but so far it works. I mean, Trigger is dead already. Now Jet with another Infernal Blade. So low. Just a little bit more damage
1
here.
second.
But coming on right over again. There's no Scorcher going to prevent it. Also didn't get the
Slow
shot.
from real longer. Sunstrike. Somewhere. I wish there was a button where you can zoom to the Sunstrike position or chase an indicator on the map.
Regeneration.
That would be really helpful.
Indeed. But all we need to know is that it didn't hit. Still got the Storm exchange for the Anti-Mage. We're still... I don't know if that's a
Dire's
worthwhile
middle
kill
tower
actually in the
is
end.
under attack.
I mean,
Got a lot of money
that
that
is
he gave
really
up
worth
quite a
it.
bit in turn. Yeah.
I would say that's absolutely worth it. Only for slowing him down, like PL slowly recovering, slowly, almost in the future lane.
Running in, the call, actually missing the cast. Not. Just ran right into this one, not expecting all of these heroes to be there. It's another kill streak here. Another
Yeah, 600.
Collie in, yeah.
He's almost at the Orchid. That does help against Anti-Mage. He is on the way to Manta Stall, but will take a little bit of time for that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's gonna be a while where that's a timing that he has to respect.
I think
I
this
didn't
will
really
make
call,
him...
like we talked about that in draft. This axe is always gonna be an issue for the Anti-Mage's game, no matter what.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Do you think this is an Agnum's game for the AM after the Manta? I would really like to see it. Like pretty much everything he reflects is good for him.
Yes and no. I don't know. He feels like he can get away with it.
Radiant's
It's not-
middle tower is under attack.
Might just decide to go BKB, honestly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, maybe in BKB, but I'm a little bit too worried that the Storm is up to shenanigans with the Orchid, and eventually somebody might even pick up the Nullifier, especially like on the Phantom Lance, it's really good. So just
think
having a
there's
little bit
like-
more protection.
Yeah, reflecting is nice, but it's the defensive utility is limited, similar to Liquid's here, because there's so many things that can proc it, right? You reflect one thing,
Dire's
then there's
middle
3
tower
others
is under attack.
that are a problem for you if you've already used the Manta style. So if you're looking for another defensive item,
Dire's
then
middle
it should really be the
tower has
BKB,
fallen.
because then you don't care about almost anything, right? You don't care about the Maldict, you don't care about the Phantom Lance or Mana Burn, you don't care about the Storm Spirit as much, or the Scarab Mage for that matter at all. Whereas
It's
the
on the
Aghanim
way.
Scepter is more of, yeah, it's more of an aggressive item more than anything else, I feel like. Even though it sounds weird.
Invisibility.
Talking about aggressive, it's an Invis Bane that's usually a free kill if he finds anyone.
Also smoked up, revealing themselves in mid though, so it might just be enough to keep them away from this lane.
Radiant are
Oh, he
scanning.
fights a Repeal.
What comes in? What is it though? And yeah, alright.
Dire's
They still
middle
want to make a
tower
move.
is
Fiend
under
Scoop
attack.
Sunstrike is a kill.
I don't think they can. Discard out that there's way too many heroes here.
If he finds a PL, it is. Ah, Sunstrike wasted a mid. Yeah, puts the wall down and runs, but just at the trail of the Witch Doctor in the sky.
Oh, axe up top. That is Blink Call, fall off the Mystic Flare. And it's a dead hero. Yeah, no Meta Style to get
All I do. I
just that
do.
silence to break out.
Dire's bottom tower is
Yeah.
under attack.
This will keep
Dire
happening. Like,
structures are
I think they
fortified.
should have known because there was just a top rotation. They were aware of this. They must know there's a ward around and just Axe getting a free jump.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Gets the free tower.
Zark Nexus though, they're starting to get back into it. Storm Spirit with an Orchid. Still need to make use of it more, right? You need to make use of it for the Meta Style time now, or
Yeah.
the Orchid gets defensive items. Just going for Yules that will work against that as top lane. Well, nice, he's running, he's fighting. There's a Sunstrike to come in, the Doom on the Witch Doctor of all people, because I know they would get the other kill anyway. 2 for nothing trade as they try to go for that.
Yeah, Doom surviving, especially with that Maledict. Just the maxed out. Yeah, he did take the movement speed for the Scorch Rev, but level 4-1 is enough to keep him alive. Storm Spirit is missing. Yeah, you're right, AM. You should be afraid. That's pretty much the story of this game before you have Manta Style, but the moment you have it,
Either that, you need some help from Tusk, so Car comes in,
yeah.
defensive snowball, that might just be enough. That's the only reason that TP is in here. Mid. Also, gonna look to get some revenge, and Boker dropping super low, and the Orchid burn. Finish him off.
I'm not sure if that was worth for the Invoker. That's pretty much 800 gold going to Storm, and he's super rich.
Yeah.
You know what I would really love? If he skips the Lincolns and straight up goes for the Hex. That would absolutely break the Manta Style, like, every time. You would take so much damage than I am when he jumps you.
How is he worth that much money, though?
You get a lot of
Killing
kills.
spree? Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Invoker
State
took
was
it all.
a killing spree though.
Like, I believe he had 2 kills. He also has a lot of net worth.
Okay.
Like, he was actually ahead of the Storm before this kill. I mean, he has Aghanims and Midas. He's bound to farm quite a lot. Yeah, but like a super early Sheepstick would absolutely make or break it. Like, he can pick off anyone on the map. Invoker can't do anything about it. He's not even close getting towards the Lincoln Sphere. Same goes with the AM. I'm going for the Heart next. Manta is up, but Manta is pretty useless against the Sheepstick.
That is.
Illusion.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower
Next to him.
is under
It's
attack.
gonna be a massive amount of burst damage in a very short amount of time.
Dire are scanning.
Like this Heart will. He's playing his like he's pretty much playing AM like a PL. It's with the exception that they're gonna have like the Heart at the same time, but AM has one more item than it.
Heart's call comes in. Not sure if you want to fight this here, Dreamy. Is gonna get cancelled by a couple of right clicks here. Doom is healing through the melting, so she should be fine in the end. Nightmare card on the Scar of Mage, a Fiend Script onto the axe. I need to settle for one or the other, or maybe they can get both. Doom actually still takes out.
Thou payest dearly.
Didn't heal enough, this Jet. He's getting his way out. Man, almost.
No.
Didn't he have the vision from the shots?
No. It went through like they couldn't.
Warrior has been killed.
Radiant's
Fury has
Fury.
been killed too. Okay.
Oh, that's a Yules for Invoker, I believe. Yeah. Almost his entire Yules as well. That's sad. Hey, it could be worse. That could have been the Heart or something for AM.
I mean, he's farming fast, but not quite that fast.
He's getting there. There's a Heart on the PL, however.
They're
On
gonna
the
go in
jump.
again. Stone Spirit with a jump, and that's Bane. We'll fight to see what other men still available. Just sending in the illusions. Alright. Storm versus Anti-Mage. Looks more and more like that's gonna be biggest core matchup here. One of the most classic matchups, if you will.
Yeah, Storm was Anti-Mage, but there is the PL. Don't forget about it. Like, PL... The moment you forget about the PL is the moment where you're probably in really bad shape in your game. Also like what he's doing on PL. He's going for the Aghanim Scepter, knowing that like having this illusions bounce around in the fight is really helpful for the mana burn. Another reason to get Aghanims on AM. That would be so cool. Reflecting the Spirit Lance so it bounces back.
Yeah. I don't think the PL even needs to have axe for that. It's just enough if you have it. I mean, if you're the one casting that spell, and you have the axe, so it's X upgraded.
I mean, true, but you only get like one illusion. That is, like with the Spirit Lance, if it bounces, it bounces on the enemy back as well. Like you reflect the complete spell with the Agnes upgrade, so you get 5 illusions of AM hitting the entire team. Yeah, and like that's super cool. And PL needs an Agnes for that. Oh, he's good for this guy. Got it.
Axe is one of these items, like it's so fun to use, but it's very situational because it's. I don't know.
I think it really helps if you need to cancel Blink Daggers. Then it's really nice to have. If you're more of a, well, not initiating kind of hero, but if you're mainly in the front line because you can afford it. And if you just have the Aghanims disabling everyone and slowing everybody in the fight, it's just absurd.
Call, Volker. I never see the
What
Mystic
about
Flare animation.
Your warning.
Yeah, it was
Deletes.
invisible for me as well.
Deleted, yeah.
On Invoker, I didn't see any Invoker here.
Dire's bottom tower is
Still
under
my
attack.
ults. Still curated for 20 seconds.
I wonder if Volker wants to consider an Aeon Disc, honestly.
Yeah, right. I was thinking about it. Just get like the super defensive items because you have enough damage output already. Tusk.
Double damage.
Oh, is he?
Is he not dead? What?
He's out.
How?
Well,
Did you not
he
see
blinked
it? What?
and then he TP'd. They saw him at the end, but it's like it's a narrow window they can actually look into the spot. And then there's also nighttime. I think they expected to blink into the other trees. Good spot. Nicely done.
Is that tree stump blocking vision? Because he was standing there.
No. He was sitting here, like below the fountain. If you have the more advanced arena, it is.
Pretty sure he was there.
Well, something, but they missed it in the end. But I'm fairly sure they did not have vision.
Oh, thanks, Ice Rock, I guess.
Can't blame Icebrook for everything.
Of course we can. It's this game. Everything that happens in this game is his fault.
2 AM, no.
5 in this one? So far, yes. Now the turn one with the punch with the Invoker spending 3 spells. That sounds on the Fiend script, but he's gonna lose Scarab Mage. So far so good. Ice now, nice and fun. Cannot be dodged here, or can be hurt. Probably comes in, but it doesn't have mana. Use on the Invoker, but fine in the end. Oh god, that's the Mana Void. 4 heroes down just like that already. Now it's only Pegasus. Need to find the right one. He's still doing damage, but now the Snowball will clean through a lot of these. Cold Step on the wrong hero. Come on, guys. Figure it out. Ice, he will die. Because they misclicked that. And finally, though, they find the full 5-man wipe.
Oh, that was so close to disaster on the exact other side. So we had the Storm jumping from this point over here on the map down to the Radiant tier 2. Almost got the AM. He narrowly blinked out in time because he had vision. But that would be the end of the AM, and that would completely turn the fight around. It's a super close fight. But PLN for 50, Storm for 40. They don't notice, so they do no longer keep pushing. They just make some pressure and take some jungle creeps off. But
this, my friends, is why you go hard against the X, apparently.
Tis mine.
I think he had it before, so he survived, barely survived that initiation. Was able to blink out, dodge a storm, as you said, is also pretty big.
And he's going to get even tankier, that is.
Yeah, come back in, press the big Mana Void, because Storm, with that long of a zip, by the time he got into the fight, he had nothing left to work with. So it was providing just a really big pinata.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And all of a sudden, just like that, 20k net worth from the Storm, 20k net worth on the Anti-Mage, only 40k on the Storm.
Yeah, 4 bounty runes, full team fight, 1.5 towers, or 2 towers it is, so yeah, super worth it. And another bounty rune. It's almost, not almost a full abyssal, but he has the bash up and running for him.
Yeah. So it can already start to get a little bit dicey. Blink at somebody, you get a lucky bash. This way you like playing AM, where you just blink at somebody and they're dead.
I'm not sure if Storm's going for Bloodstone next. I don't think that's the item for him. I really think the sheep is needed. They already lack the lockdown.
Are scanning.
Bloodstone really does too much for you. I mean, as long as there's Lincoln Spheres, put all that. And Star, the call comes in, Sunstrike as well to cancel the Death Ward. Information will force the fight, and this time he cannot make out. He is dead. Podcast huge grip on the Storm in turn. He lost 4 heroes because Jets, he's gonna take out 2. You don't often say, oh yeah, Anti-Mage died, but it's fine, but in this instance, I'll chance it.
Yeah, there is a Barbaric on the Storm this time, and at least he did not have a Bloodstone, but he has a TP in 2, so he can't clear this item and do some damage. Jump.
But
And double buyback. 9k gold now. That's the
long
jump.
zip with it. What?
Oh,
That was a TP out just in time. Yeah, if he gets stunned up there.
Oh, just imagine if that worked. That would have been the absolute disaster. They could have definitely bring him down.
It was like half a second. I'm pretty sure all of the animations that they had were longer than that. Apart from perhaps a Yule from Dota. Keep like that, it would be disastrous.
Well, there is a Lincoln, so.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, the snowball almost got him.
Walker heals himself up, now the Storm. Not the real Phantom Lancer. The Storm comes in, finish off the Invoker. Doesn't have too much mana left, zip back out as a blink. No Storm for another couple of seconds, meanwhile the X calls up to finishes him off. Now there's the Storm available now. Need a little bit more damage towards the Storm. DKB comes out, but Deathward still finishes him off. This time it is Reckoning's turn to just overextend one by one.
Overextending at their own tier 2.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, at tier 2, but just chasing them all down. All
Invoker
the way.
also just bought back.
Giving them damage to finish him off. Yeah, got back. So we need to
They
find
catch him.
something. Yeah, just there in the middle of that. Just put a couple of right clicks, but can't block him down. Take the cross to the other side. See for Dingy Dreamy. And turning up to Skyroth here. Axe still doing a decent amount of damage with him. Beat Skyroth to get Axe.
Storm does get out,
Kind of the
but
situation, but yeah.
to be killed nonetheless.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's starting to go back and forth. I don't really like it because AM is still so far ahead. Every time Nexus goes for trades, they lose more. Because AM, he has 3 item choice at this point. Like, he's at 5 slots already.
It's also
Oh, that's a
front
DD,
roach, but
yeah.
you know what that means.
They're gonna kill the shrine, right?
Not quite.
A very big shrine that also hits back.
I guess technically Aegis heals you up like fine.
I guess.
One hero. Didn't get to an Invoker because he's more liable to actually die. Pistol Blade completed here on the Anti-Mage. It's just way too far ahead. Like they had to pretty much use everything that they had to bring him down. And if there's any sort of defensive utility, if Tusk is ready there with a Blink Snowball,
Dire's top tower is
once
under
the call
attack.
comes out, or when the Yules is in from the Invoker on the Axe, just prevent the Anti-Mage from hitting into the Blade Mail. Any sort of thing like that happens, Anti-Mage comes to life. If he's slow, he just blinks out for a couple of seconds, waits for the heart to heal him up.
Dire's top
He's coming
tower
right back in.
is falling.
It's gonna be very hard to deal with right now. You get it? Very hard to deal with?
Yeah.
There it is.
Very
Second
funny.
try. KB on Axe, and fine, he's still fine, yeah. Gonna heal up with a Blink for a while, or with a heart for a while, but will be coming in eventually. One that died just, yeah, the Ice taking quite a bit of damage from Deathward. Now long zip, he brings in down as well as Kark. It's the Anti-Mage illusions. Don't want to commit into this without having at least gotten one kill initially.
Yeah, they want to back
Sells
out. We'll also play safe here. So 7 gigawatt lead. Not too much of a big deal. It didn't kill the big target.
Here I am.
First Doom and Tusk, low in the net worth, low in 3 of the core heroes from the side of Nexus.
Collie, he also heard you. He went back towards the Scythe.
Yeah, it's the reasonable item. He already struggles with mana against the AM, so a Bloodstone will not solve that issue. Basically, the Bloodstone regeneration, even if you have like 20 charges, that's like 1 hit for AM, he burns it away. So just making sure you have the Sheepstick instead where you have more aggressive power so you can't get hit. I think Sheepstick is both an offensive and defensive item, because you can't take damage in a 1-on-1 scenario. Jump.
Bone going in the Pistol Blade. Silenced up, but there's the Queen Script as well and the Phantom Lancer, but like Tornado, they're looking for this launching with the Tornado, the EMP, and decent enough mana void here. They only got Dreamy so far. Pegasus, cancel that TP, punched into death. Everyone else looks
To
like
the
they
moon.
will be able to make it out. The blind axe is still caught inside the Fuel to the combo. And Sunstrike off the mark is too fast. The ball comes out, but it still dies. Ooh. Almost
One
got
more
killed
spin,
there,
that would
but
have been death, yeah.
Invisibility.
200 milliseconds.
70 seconds without your PL, without your axe. This is a max.
This is an invitation to go high ground.
Unless Collie makes... Oh, she's just up. He might snipe the Invoker if he sees him mid. He has no Lincoln Sphere, so he's dead if he gets spotted.
It's Aegis done.
Yeah, but at least you get rid of the Aegis.
Touché.
Alright, I give you that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Too excited.
Yes. Thing is, yeah, okay, he's going for it, but if you get rid of the Aegis, if you get stun up exactly like this, you die and then you're dead. So, I was just about to say, hey, if you go in on this, even if you get the Aegis, if you can't get out,
Dire's top tower is under attack.
then just throw the game, and that's exactly what he did. Still get Invoker, I'll still get the Aegis.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, no forts available, only the supports. This is, not forts now. Anti-Mage working at the top, the rest of the mid. Tornado Cataclysm, alright. Too much damage. Not that you finish him off.
Dire's top tower is falling.
Oh god. Well, Axe and DL are back. They have a buyback on Witch Doctor. They only get 2 sets of racks.
2.5, yeah.
Not sure
Not
why
game
the
just
Force
yet.
are taking creeps. But
All about the gold. All about the last two.
sticking around though. They're all smoked up. Want to fake back in.
They want to end this.
I guess this outside.
But
Find
it's
the real
greedy.
one. They can. They just stomp up everybody. They
got
do
him.
the Fiend script, the Doom, everything being dropped. DL is dead again. Milo back. And Volker's just going ham. Dreamy almost dead. Can only keep people safe for now. But he dies in the end. It's now just the Axe with the blade flare. That's definitely enough. Got the Invoker. He dies himself. Already the Skyroth. No one else to buy back.
Dire's middle barracks
GG.
has fallen.
There it is, coming out. Exotic Nexus
two
could
R's.
not make it happen. Reckoning Infinity. Showing that they're pretty strong to know how to play Dota with some unconventional crowds. Congratulations to them. 2-0 in the finals.